MUSAU MattmeachamJR. I've gotten on the train and I found a place where there's solitude. No one is here but me. But the train is still being loaded, and then we still got several stops. And so I figured the train may be a lot of passengers. So I may stop in the middle of an idea or something, because when people are around, I have inhibitions. I don't like to talk on the phone when people are sitting there watching me. But what I want to do now is do what I really want to do. That is to deal with ideas, ideology. And the thing is, there's two things that touches my intellect. One is the idea of God, and the other is the idea of infinity, the idea of what's eternal. And these are the things that I would like to discuss. These are the things that MUSAU, Corner, and Revelations, these are the things that basically I would be concerned about. I'm concerned about these philosophical issues. And what I would try to do in my broadcast is to relate these two basic ideas that really bother me. And these ideas deals with the idea of a deity and the idea of infinity. Or we can say the reality of God and the reality of everlasting and infinity, eternal. What I want to do in my broadcast is to deal with those two basic, serious, conceptual entities. And I want to take those entities and relate them to the happenings of the world. In other words, I want to relate it's like, okay, let's look at a highway, or look at what we call two lines going parallel. In other words, got two lines going in the same direction, and there's space between them. Well, I'm sure there's a word in the English language which probably better describe what my motives are here. But to make it graphic, basically, consider the idea of a parallelogram. In other words, you got two lines separated by space, and they're equal distance away from each other. So just think of like a highway or something. And what I want to talk, I'm talking about one line. That line I call the line of deity, which is basically the line of God. And then the other one is eternity or infinity, that is everlasting existence. One line in my, excuse me, one of those lines in the parallelogram, one of those lines, we'll say the top line is God. Then in the other part of that parallelogram, the parallelogram, you have the line going one way and the other line going the same way, but they're separated by space. Oh, we got to talk about that space. Okay, one line is God. In my philosophy, then we have space, and then the other line represents eternity or infinity, everlasting. So put in your mind this graphic concept. Put in your line, just think of a parallel, two lines which are parallel, or think of a parallelogram. In other words, two lines going in the same direction, the equal amount of space between them, and there's space between them. What my theoretical my theoretical challenge is to deal with that concept. And just like Albert Einstein came up with his formula, E = mc squared. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about E = mc squared. But we're also going to talk about some of my formulas and see how they work in the social network. The train is taking off, and I'm extremely, like I said, there's something that's tearing within me, that's saying to me, say something, speak. And the thing is that I have this serious desire within my soul to express myself, to say something, to come up with something. And at this point in time, that's where I'm at. And I figure it's somewhere between now and tomorrow, or tomorrow and next week, I think I will come up with something very serious. Right now, I want to consider E equal MC squared. Okay, now E, as I understand it, means energy. Okay? E equal MC squared. So E is energy. M is mass. What is M? It's M mass. What is it? E equal mass. And what is C? So that means that I do my research, and after we determine what is E and what is M and what is C, I would approach the E equal MC squared formula designed by Albert Einstein, and that would be one of my issues. I would be, like I say, I'm concerned with ideas, because men are men. I mean, look, what men have been prejudiced for thousands of years. Men have been racist for thousands of years. The same things. That's how life is. So I accept that. And the thing is, but what I would like to do is deal with ideas that are permanent. Okay, I think that all that exists, I think ideas are the most important.
Welcome aboard. Please have your ticket ready for inspection. If you're using the M-Ticket application, please activate your ticket now if you haven't done so already. Thank you for riding MUSAU.
Okay, so basically, now I have to do serious contemplation, serious meditation, because I want to deal with some serious things. Think this. I think I began to talk about this yesterday. Infinitive, eternal. Thinking of something that never dies, that exists forever. What is forever? Or looking into the sky, and you're looking at the stars, and you know there are infinite amount of stars up there. I mean, it never stops. It never stops. It goes on forever. You look into the sky, and you see all those stars. There are infinite stars up there. Wow. But what? Not only are there infinite stars, there are infinite existences, infinite beings. Oh, so much. These are the things that I would like to talk about. Because in the long run, we are all born, we all live, and we all die. So I'm a living. And let's talk about life in Earth. Let's look at this phenomenon. Okay, every single human being, every form of life. Well, let's leave it to the human beings, because you have other forms of life which are not human beings. Like insects and all other type of things. But let's just keep it close to us. Every human being. Well, of course you have test tube babies, but generally, every human being comes from the womb of its mother. And what has happened, since I mentioned test tube babies, okay, I'm doing a lot of talking. And the thing is, I'm on my phone. So the thing is, I would hate to begin a discussion and then I run out of time. So what I'm going to do, I am motivated. There will be much to talk about. But first, let me make it to Providence, find me a comfortable position, and I would further discuss the ideas that I would like to discuss on my network. So this is MUSAU MATTMEACHAMJR, signing off en route to Providence. He's on the train.
Now approaching Back Bay.
Yeah, I'm due in Providence. And then I want to talk about Providence. Why was I destined to be in Providence? And what does it mean, Providence? This is so much I would like to talk about. Let me sign off. I will get back with you when I'm situated in Providence, Rhode Island. This is MUSAU MATTMEACHAMJR signing off.